What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be comparing the top online businesses, the pros and cons of each, and which one is best in 2019. So you hear so many people saying different things. Start Amazon, start dropshipping, doing Shopify, sell online courses, do a digital agency, learn Facebook ads. And there's so many different online businesses. How do you know which one is best and which ones actually work? Now, what I'm going to tell you in this video is going to be a little different from what you heard. I'm not just going to tell you, hey, go do this because I have a course on this, which is, if people are making a video like this, they're normally pushing you to a course they have. Now, I'm going to be showing you why it doesn't necessarily matter what one you choose, because they all work. So many people have this misconception of which is the best or which works, and that's the total wrong way of thinking about it. You're not looking for what works, because in reality, they all work. You can make millions doing literally any of these things: Amazon, Shopify, affiliate marketing, selling courses, Facebook ads, digital agencies, literally everything. You can make millions with every single one of them. They all have their pros and their cons, and different people might do better with different types of businesses, but it's all dependent on you. Now let's break down the pros and cons of each of these businesses, and we're going to go over a couple aspects: the pros, the cons, how much you need to start up, what type of person does best with this, and a couple other things. So I'm going to start with the one that I think is the most popular, and that's going to be either Shopify or Amazon. Now, I could do an entire video comparing these two, and I might in the future, but let's start with Shopify. So Shopify is just a form of e-commerce. If you don't know what it is, you're selling online on pretty much your own platform, but it's through Shopify instead of making your own website. A lot of people do make their own website. So what are the pros of Shopify? Shopify, you have a ton of freedom. There's pretty much unlimited potential. So when I say there's a ton of freedom, you don't have to worry about relying on someone else's platform. Yes, Shopify as a whole, Shopify is very big. I would not necessarily worry about that, but you never know. So Shopify is very big. You have that freedom to do what you want. There's not a ton of restrictions, and the potential when it comes to how much you can actually make is unlimited. If you look at some of these biggest stores, like if you guys have seen Movement Watches, that's a Shopify store. There's a ton of huge Shopify stores bringing in that are worth tens, some of them are worth hundreds of millions. So there is no ceiling really to how much you can make. Another pro, if you're doing Shopify, you're most likely doing drop shipping. So I'm going to be using drop shipping as this example. You don't really have much startup cost when it comes to inventory. Now you'll see there are actually startup costs. A lot of people say you can do it with no money. Obviously that's, it's somewhat true, but it's not. And you'll see why when I get to the cons. But you don't have to spend a ton of money. You don't need a ton of money to start drop shipping. And you can start it with pretty much no money if you just pay the Shopify monthly payment. Now let's talk about some of the cons. So some of the cons of Shopify: you need to get traffic one way or another. With Shopify, Shopify is not like a marketplace where people are going to Shopify to buy something. It's not like Amazon in that sense. You have to get all your own traffic here. So you either have to know how to create content that's going to get organic traffic, whether it's through YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever social media or blog, whatever you're doing, or you have to know how to run ads. And that's an entirely different skill on its own, and one I think most people should learn. It's very important for any business, but you do need to know how to do that if you're not going to be bringing in tons and tons of organic traffic. Now, you might plan on it, but usually you will need ads to be successful with Shopify, and you will have to know how to do them, how to make them profitable, and how to deal with that entire side of things. I think that's probably the biggest con in my opinion, if you don't know how to do ads. So many people think you can do it without doing ads, and I haven't done a ton of Shopify myself. I've done it a little bit, so I could be wrong here with some of these things, but I don't see really how you can be successful on Shopify unless you have a large following, getting a large organic reach without ads. So that is the first negative. Now, another con, again, it's not a con, this is actually a plus because it goes with having a low startup cost, but you need money for those ads. Yes, you could start with $5 and spend $5 on ads, but guess what? You spend $5, you lose that if your ad wasn't profitable. With Facebook ads, it's all about testing. So if you plan on spending $5 and profiting right away, it's probably not going to happen. You're going to probably need at least $100, if not more, to start Shopify, in my opinion. I think more. Again, Some people have probably done it with less, and I could be wrong, but just understanding Facebook ads and knowing all that, I don't see how you could start and make it profitable without a couple $100s to start. And even then, you're going to be getting very slow traffic. And if you're breaking even, that's great to start. So that is another con of Shopify. Now, another one of the pros with Shopify is you're creating a legitimate business where you can go and sell that business in the future if you want to get out of it. There's multiple ways you can sell a Shopify business because it's seen as more than just a Shopify business. It's a legitimate business. You're an e-commerce business. You're selling products to people. You might have built email lists and have different assets in that business. So with Shopify, that is one of the pluses, is you have a legitimate business. Another pro is you can make money relatively quickly with Shopify, but you will need to know how to scale. Again, with Facebook ads, it all comes down to that. And you're going to see that's a very common theme in this video with each different type of business is it comes down to ultimately, if you want to be mega successful, if you will, do you know how to run ads and do marketing, build funnels, things along those lines? Another con with Shopify is that products come and go a lot quicker than other types of business. You might have one product that does well, an ad that does well, but then a month or two later, it could drop down a lot more. And yes, that can be the case with multiple businesses, pretty much any type of business, but I see it a lot more with Shopify than other businesses, especially in the e-commerce space. That's Shopify. Next, let's move to Amazon. So Amazon FBA, you're selling, it's e-commerce, kind of like Shopify. You're not drop shipping though. Amazon holds your inventory, you list your product on their platform, and you sell through and you get access to all their customers on Amazon. So let's talk about some of the cons of Amazon. So Amazon, you do need a higher starting budget. Now you'll hear some people say 5, 10,000, and that's just completely false. If you have $1,000, you're good to go. I've had people start with 600. The reason is you need a little bit of inventory. We're not drop shipping. We have to buy our first initial shipment, 100, 200, 300 units, and we need to send that into Amazon. And usually, depending on the product you choose, it could be $500, it could be $1,000, $2,000. It's completely up to you and the price of product you choose. Another con with Amazon is Amazon does have more control over you, what you do with your listing on their website, because you're selling through their actual website. It's not technically your own website like with Shopify. So you're selling through them. They have absolute control. They can take your listing down if they think you do something wrong, and that can be scary. And I'd say that's probably the biggest con with Amazon. But if you're following the guidelines, following the rules, staying within, that's not something you really need to worry about and not something I see really affecting a lot of people. Other than those two, those are really the only cons I see with Amazon. Now, the pros, there's a couple here. So with Amazon, you don't have to know how to do ads. Will it help? Yes, of course. It will help for any business. But because we're getting access to Amazon has over 300 million customers and we're putting our product in front of them, we don't have to worry about driving traffic. The only thing we need to worry about is getting our product on Amazon and shown to those people by ranking it. So there's a whole strategy to that, and I have videos on that, but that's what we need to worry about. We don't have to worry about running Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, whatever you're doing. We can get all our traffic organically through Amazon if we wanted to. Again, ads will help. Can't stress that enough. And it's something you're going to want to learn. But you can get all your traffic organically with Amazon. I've had a product, 100% organic, doing over 20,000 profit a month from one product, all organic, just by ranking it on Amazon. That's the size and the power of Amazon's customer base. 300 plus million customers. It just depends if you're able to actually rank your product and you know how to on Amazon. Another pro of Amazon is it is a legitimate business. Amazon has grown so much and it's the biggest marketplace other than Alibaba, I believe. People are recognizing Amazon businesses as legitimate e-commerce businesses. Most big businesses do sell through Amazon because over 50% of online sales are through Amazon, which is absolutely insane. But when they have that many customers, that's just the magnitude of this. So Amazon businesses actually sell for a lot, and they sell for even more than normal, if you had your own website, that type of e-commerce business. They're selling at a pretty good premium. So there's multiple websites where you can sell an Amazon business, and a lot of them will go for 2, 3, 4, 5 times the yearly profit. So if you're making 5,000 profit a month from Amazon, you can maybe sell your business for 100 to 200,000, somewhere around there, depending on a couple other factors. But there's a ton of things you can do with it. So if you start up an Amazon store, build it to 2, 3,000 a month, do that for a couple months, you could sell it for 20 to 50,000 if you can get it to that. So there's a lot of potential when it comes to selling the actual business as well. It's recognized as a real business. And with Amazon, there's really no ceiling to how much you can make either. Pretty much with all of these, there's no ceiling to how much you can actually make. You can just start another new product, increase your income, and keep doing that. As long as you're finding good products that are profitable, you'll keep making more. So there's no cap of, oh, once you get this many products, you have to stop. There's people doing 10 million a month on Amazon. So there is no ceiling to how much you can actually make. Now let's move on to the next business, which is digital agencies. So pretty much this is an agency that does some type of service for other people or businesses, whether it's graphic design, it's writing emails, it's running Facebook ads. You'll see that a lot. A lot of these agencies will do other services for businesses or individuals. A lot of times it's for business. Now, the cons of this, the biggest one in my opinion, which I can see it will be argued against because I can see both sides of this, is you're spending so much time building other people's businesses. Again, it will depend what type of agency. I'm going off of a Facebook ad agency here or something along those lines. You're spending so much time building other people's businesses, and if they learn that skill or if they don't do well, they go somewhere else, you can lose the majority of your income like that. Because with these service-based businesses, like I said, we'll use Facebook ads. If they're paying you $1,000, $2,000 a month, you have 2 clients, you're making good income, and you lose 1 or even 2 of them, you're down to 0. So you have a few, but you're making a lot from those few. So it could be less work to get them, yes, but it's also riskier and harder to keep them because pretty much no one will stay with you for life. It depends what your churn rate is. And what churn rate just means, what's the average length of time someone stays in your business? So if it's a monthly thing, recurring, that is a lot harder to sell than a one-time payment when it comes to like e-commerce or something along those lines. Again, there are ways around this, giving them free trials, doing work for free to start, etc. But it is constant work also. So it's never, I could be wrong here actually, I'm not going to say never. It's usually not something you put a lot of work in and then stop and it continues to run like Shopify or Amazon is. It's a lot more hands-on, constant. Yes, outsourcing other things. There's always a but here, but see what I did? There are ways around this, and those are pretty much the negatives when I see is the digital agency, is I want to spend time growing my business. And you could say, yeah, digital agency is a legitimate business. It can be sold in the future as a business. They are a little bit harder to sell. I haven't done a ton of research on that, so that's something I could look a little more into. I don't know personal experience. I've never really done an agency. I know people who have. But the way I see this is if you're good at something, do it for yourself first before you start doing that for someone else. So the example I always give is if I know how to run Facebook ads, it's going to be a lot more profitable for me to run them for myself than for you, because I don't have to take out the costs and stuff from you. It's going to be a lot more profitable for me to run ads for myself than for you. So if I'm spending money on ads and I'm getting paid $1,000 a month from you, well, yeah, you're covering the ad cost, but I could run my own, spend that same amount of money and probably make a lot more than 1,000 if I had my own products or services or things I was doing. Again, it's going to be a gray area here. If you should do this for yourself first, if you should do it for other people or do both at the same time. A lot of times the people who are good at these things anyway will already be doing them for themselves and for other people. And if you're getting them results, they'll normally stay with you depending on other factors. Things can go wrong in their business you can't control. So enough of the cons there. I'm not trying to hate on digital agencies at all. It's just one of the most popular things, and I don't think people think about it all the way, but just because it's one of the fads right now that people hop on it so quickly. And it's such an easy selling point for people who sell courses. I'll give you guys a little insider tip here. It's very, very easy to sell a course about an agency. You want to know why? You can tell them there's no startup cost. You can tell them they can offer any service they want. They can outsource it. You can tell them they only have to get one customer to make $5,000 a month. And while that's all true, it's not realistic, and it's not something that's usually going to happen that easily, and it's not that simple. So it's very attractive because you think you're going to get $1,000 per customer. You're not going to have to work for free at the start to build up testimonials, doing other things and whatnot. And it's not as simple as just getting one customer for $5,000 a month. So it's very attractive and easy to sell. And that's why there's so many courses and people gravitating towards that digital agency side. It's a very easy sell. So the pros of the digital agency: you can make a lot with only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 customers. You don't have to have a ton. You can outsource a lot of the work, but you still have to know how to get traffic in and get people to actually buy from you. Usually you will have to build a little bit of a team, but like I said, it can be worth it for those high paying customers. If you get 1, 2, or 3, you can be making 10,000 plus a month, depending on the services you offer, but you do have to be good at something. Now let's move into the next one, which is courses or information products, digital products. This is becoming more and more popular right now. So something I talked about 2 years ago, and not a ton of people were interested in it because not a lot of people would talk about courses. Everyone was pretty quiet because they didn't want more people doing it. And then I kind of started coming on YouTube, showing people my numbers, and more people started jumping on courses. Probably made a lot of course creators mad that were doing that quietly. But I did not care. I'm all about being transparent. So let's talk about information products or courses. You need to be good at something. You can't just make it to make it and have that. The amount of people that think information products and selling them are easy, or courses, it's not just make a course and you'll get one person a day to buy. Might sound easy. It's not that simple. Again, you're going to need traffic. You're going to have to know how to run ads. You're going to know how to do different things. Not only that, you need to know how the entire marketing and funnels and ads and email all play in together, webinars, different types of things like that. And this is by far the most advanced thing. If you're a beginner, you should not be thinking about this at all, especially if you're not good at anything. But there is a different side of this where if you do have a skill, let's talk about the pros real quick. You do have a skill, you can teach people. It doesn't have to be about entrepreneurship or making money. It could be how to play the piano. And there's so many different information products. There's a guy with a Facebook group about playing the piano, how to do that. And he makes $500,000 a month from selling an information product, a course about playing the piano through Facebook ads, Facebook groups, and different things along those lines. Teaching a skill, something other people would want to know. And a lot of times people will think, oh, I don't know enough. And it really depends with what it is. Can you provide value to someone else? What's the price you're charging? So it's really up to you. You have to feel comfortable letting people give you money in exchange for this information. Is it going to benefit them? Is it worth that money? What am I teaching them? Because with this business, you probably will get a lot of hate, but there's a lot of good that comes with it. You are helping a lot of people if you're doing it right and you're doing it ethically, because a lot of people will just throw a course out there and have never made money doing something. And I use courses as the example, but this is information products in a general scheme of things. So the pros, usually they're higher ticket. They're usually at least $50 to $2,000 or more. So your average customer value is very, very high. You can spend more money on ads. Again, this is going to be more advanced. You can spend more money on ads and test different things and get things to work because you're selling, we'll just say, a $500 item. I can spend $400 on ads, get one person to buy, and I'm still profiting. So it's higher ticket. A con, you need to know sales. You're selling a $500 item or something expensive. It's not just, oh, I see a product on Amazon, click buy. It's a big process. That's a lot of money to a lot of people. So it's not just as simple as, oh, this is a pretty e-commerce product, buy. So that is another one of the cons. Pro, all the work is up front other than running ads, testing different things, and making content. All the work, creating the course, building it out, everything is up front, and it's somewhat passive with getting traffic and ads and those things not being the passive part. But that is the reality with any of these businesses. So it can be very passive and you can make a ton of money. An example, my first month on YouTube, I had 800 subscribers when I launched the course. When I was starting, I never expected to launch a course. Started just putting out information. People were liking it, started asking me for a course. I put one out with 800 subscribers. I put out a $500 course and made $50,000 that month. That is the power of digital products and information products. It doesn't have to be in the entrepreneur space, the make money space. It could be in being a chef, fitness, personal training. And if you want to see someone who does this very well, who makes a ton of money and is great at marketing, look at Kino Body. If you're into fitness, he has great funnels and there's a lot to learn there. He has a lot. But if you're looking in the fitness space for information products, I'd look at his stuff. His stuff's really good when it comes to marketing. Another con of this, like I was saying before, it's not as easy as everyone makes it seem. This space isn't oversaturated by any means. I don't think any of these are. Yes, Amazon, Shopify are decently competitive, but they've always been. A lot of times people think they're more competitive, but it's just because you're starting to hear about it, learn about it more. People were saying it was too competitive 4 years ago when I started. It wasn't. It's still not now. The rate these things are growing. Another con with the information products is it's usually a very hard business to sell. And the reason being is, if we take me for an example, I couldn't really sell my YouTube or my business or my courses because people are coming for me, not necessarily my product. So a lot of the purchases at that level are very emotional. And if you don't like the person you're buying from, you're not going to buy a $500 product from them. Most likely, if a lot of you probably have purchased one of my courses or something from me, usually you will like me or relate to me or some aspect here. If you hate me, you probably have not. So if I were to switch out with someone else, probably wouldn't sell any of the courses at all. Even if the information was the exact same, it was angled the same websites, just change his pictures with mine, it wouldn't sell as well. So it is not an impossible business to sell, but it would be very hard, and I don't think it would be worth it to sell an information product type business unless it was general, like you're in a fitness niche and you're selling it to some other company that has other avenues but wants that. It could be sellable. It's honestly not something I have looked into, but just my thoughts right here. So let's move on to the last business, which is affiliate marketing. Now, this was very popular when I started about 4 years ago in the whole entrepreneur space. Wow, over 4 years now? I'm getting old. But 4 years ago in the entrepreneur space, affiliate marketing was very popular, and I've seen it kind of go downhill. So affiliate marketing is pretty much you're bringing traffic to other people's products or offers, and if they purchase or do something, you get paid. So there's there's multiple, but with affiliate marketing, an example would be, I'm selling a course. I say, hey, you bring me a person who buys my course, I'll give you $100 as a thank you or as for bringing me that person. That's one way of doing it. That's affiliate marketing. Another is called CPA, which means cost per action. Cost per action, what does that mean? So let's say I have a website page, and if you put your email in, I'm going to send you a free recipe book. For every email you bring me that opts in, I'll give you $1 to $3. That is CPA, cost per action. Action being them putting their email in. So those are two ways of affiliate marketing. That's what it is. Now let's talk about the pros and the cons. The pros, you don't need a lot of money to start. You can start very little. And this is just like Shopify, where you either have to know how to get organic content and get people organic traffic from content you're creating, social medias, or you need to know how to do ads very well. Usually it's done through ads and funnels, different things along those lines, just marketing in general, mainly ads. So with affiliate marketing, one of the pros is you can make a decent amount of money quick. Yes, you're going to have to scale up your ads, do different things. Another pro, it is not a lot of work once it gets going. It's a lot of work on the front end to choose the offer, create your landing page, which you need to know how to do. You need to be able to create landing pages. I recommend ClickFunnels if you guys haven't used that. That is definitely something, that's what I use for my websites, but you need to know how to do ClickFunnels, Facebook ads, And from there, you need to drive traffic. But once you do that, it is pretty passive and it's just checking on your Facebook ads or starting to promote other campaigns, other products, and different things. And those are really the only pros I can think of right now for affiliate marketing. There are more cons though. So one of the cons with affiliate marketing is it's not a business you can sell. I've seen a couple affiliate marketing businesses sell, but it's because they're not angled as affiliate businesses. They were kind of businesses that were created and then did affiliate marketing, whether they had their own website or were bringing people there and just sold stuff through affiliate links. It really depends. And there's different ways of doing it. An example is if you start a YouTube channel, you could be an affiliate. So an example is if you look in, I don't know if they're there now, my description, I talked about ClickFunnels in this video. I could put my affiliate link to ClickFunnels. If you click that link and go buy, I get paid. So that's an example. If you want to go create content on YouTube, you can do it 100% free. It's going to be a lot slower. You're going to make less, but it's something long-term you can grow with that organic traffic. Another con of affiliate marketing. So these businesses are putting up their products and offers for affiliates to promote. Well, if that person wants to take their offer down, let's say you scale an offer to $30,000 profit a month, and that's the only one you're promoting right now, they can yank their offer whenever they want, and now you're down to zero. So it's very little control as to what's going on with that business, that product. And you'd be making more promoting your own product as well if you could create a similar product. I'm not saying go and copy them. Can't do that. But there's ways to create your own product around an information product or a physical product. They're doing one of the two normally when it comes to affiliate marketing. And if you're wondering where you find these offers, they're through affiliate networks like Max Bounty. There's a ton of different ones if you just look up affiliate network or CPA network, and that's where you can find all those offers. And one last con with affiliate marketing is it takes a while to get paid. They have to make sure people aren't refunding, they aren't charging back once they purchase through your link. They have to make sure it's not spam and you're sending fake emails or fake purchases through. And let's say you're running ads and you started with $1,000 and you spent $500, $1,000 on ads and you made $3,000 back. Great, you're tripling your money. You have to wait usually 30 to 60 days to get paid. So if you run out, you can't really run ads even if it's profitable because you won't get paid for usually 30 to 60 days with these affiliate networks. And that's pretty standard. So that is one thing to think about. It's usually not something most people have an issue with, but it is one of the cons in my opinion, especially if you want to scale pretty large, pretty quick. So those are the pros and cons of each of these businesses. And if you guys notice anything that is similar between them, it all comes down to the same thing. The businesses all work. You can make a ton of money doing all of them. It comes down to which one do you want to do? Which one sounds the most appealing and right for you? Because I know you guys can succeed with pretty much any of these. I've seen a ton of people succeed with them all. What type of business do you want? Do you want long, sustainable? Do you want to have to do a ton of work? Do you want it to be more passive? What do you want? Do you want to have to run Facebook ads, do different things? It's completely up to you. But it all comes down to, do you know how to do marketing? Whether that's funnels, that's Facebook ads, that's other things. That's really the most important thing. And when it comes down to growing any business or even starting a new one. So if you guys take something out of this video, let it be that. And real quick before this video ends, down in the description, I will leave a link to a free book and a free training. There'll be two separate links. I'll also pin the comment on the top of this video where you guys can learn the funnels and the whole marketing, the ads, that entire strategy I used to grow an Amazon business, to grow an information business, and so on. So that will be the first link in the description. Those two, if you want that free book, or if you want to register for the free workshop, you can do so down below. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.